So I just got done with sparring. It's my first week back into sparring since my fight. And I was sparring my wife. Sparring with my wife. She's mean. I spar very nice. I'm a big guy. People get a little scared of sparring with me. My wife does not. My wife does not get scared of sparring with anyone. She throws like to kill. Like when I have a black eye, you can bet it's from her. Not at home. It only happens when we're at the gym. But she does this teep kick, and it's like she's aiming at the face, but she doesn't land. I think she's pulling it. I'm not sure if she's pulling it, but I think she is. But she throws it all the time. And that got me remembering back to the time Sean Strickland broke my jaw. It was 6 years ago now. I was scheduled to fight a Brazilian guy, Safa something. Sean and I were sparring. Sean and I was always sparred hard. We were always sparring hard. It's not worth sparring if you're not going to do it hard. And he and I, we did it incredibly hard every time we could. And at the time in our career paths, I was bullying him. I really was. You can, Instagram and tell him I said this, but he wouldn't argue with it. I bullied him every time we sparred. I got to push him around a little bit. I had my way with him. It is not the case anymore. Now I try to bully him, but it doesn't happen quite the same way. So anyways, this time I was bullying him. I was pushing him around. He circled off. He pushed me back, and he threw this teep kick. And it caught me right in the jaw. Boom. And I said, oh. I waved it off. I said, what, are you all right? He said, yeah, I'm fine. I went and sat down, and I pulled no, I didn't pull my mouth guard out, but I knew immediately what had happened. So he kicked me in the chin. I went and sat down, and he's like, well, what happened? What happened? It wasn't that hard. I said, no, give me a second. I went into the bathroom. I took my mouth guard out, and I spit blood out. There's a lot of blood. And my bottom two teeth were split right down the middle. So the crack going down my jaw like this. Didn't hurt at all. I mean, no pain. But I was in the bathroom, took it out, saw the teeth. Britt, we have to go to the doctor. I said, what, why? Then I came out and I smiled. I just said, oh, God. And actually, this is the day my Malaysian friend came into town from Malaysia. So I went to the dentist, Dr. Tippett's office in Marietta, California, and he did an x-ray on it. I said, no, it's broken. He said, there's a chance that it was just moved, but no, it's broken. And he said he's not equipped to do the surgery. So he sent me over to a surgeon for teeth, and they wired me shut. I mean, and for 6 weeks, I went in there, and I remember, so this was earlier in my UFC career. I had won a couple in a row, but, yeah, anyways, it was early. I didn't have a ton of money coming in. I had enough money for a comfortable life and all that, but I wasn't well off. And I was nervous. I said, I'd never been put under before. They put me under, and beforehand I was worried. It's like, what if I don't wake up? I mean, everyone wakes up, but what not? I'm leaving my kids. I'm leaving my family. I'm leaving my life. I'm hurting my wife and it was like a moment of realization, like, oh God, and I had no choice, it had to be done, so I did it, and I woke up a couple hours later. My mouth was wired shut, and it was so bad. For 6 weeks, my teeth were wired shut, and I wasn't allowed to work out. I wasn't allowed to hit contact for like 6 months. They said in a year, it'll be as solid as 95% solid, but in 6 months it'll be 90%. You could probably make do. So I waited my 6 months. At 6 weeks I took it off. Nothing but ice cream, nothing but shakes, and like soup was too brothy. It wasn't brothy enough. You drink the soup and your teeth would be just riddled with the ingredients of the soup, no matter how blended up you got it. So I'd blend that up, but then it was like ice cream, like milkshakes was what I could have. So I started taking a journal of what the best milkshakes were. Hey, in the comments, tell me what the best milkshake is. Me, surprising enough, it was Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box was like the best. It was fantastic. To this day, I love Jack in the Box milkshakes, and I only discovered it then. Who would have thought? But in the comments, please tell me the best milkshake, or if I'm right. But anyways, 6 months I went by, and I wasn't even allowed to spar. I wasn't allowed to roll. I wasn't allowed to do anything. For 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks when I was wired shut, I bought a little speaker because I was still teaching. Because I didn't have any money, and not enough money to not work. I was teaching a bunch of classes, and I had my little speaker. I said, all right, guys, everyone on the wall, you have to do, and I would teach the class that way. And I was so short of breath because you can't really breathe and talk when your mouth is wired shut. So I would talk everything into my microphone, what I wanted to see, and then I would stop, All right, let's get back. And I did that. It was the closest to never wanting to fight again as I've ever come. I've been hurt many times, but around week 4, I'm like, I never want this again. This was just ridiculous. It was such a hindrance to my life and to everything. I just hated it. But, yeah, I came back. I started sparring with Sean. I actually broke his knee. Sean and I, we're on good terms now. We're karmically aligned. I broke his knee. He took him out of a fight too. So we're even. So we're like each other's best training partner now, because we don't have to worry about hurting each other. We're karmically aligned. We couldn't hurt each other anymore. But anyways, that's the story of how I broke my jaw. There'll be more pictures on Instagram and TikTok as well. And I hope you like it. Tell me in the comments what's the worst injury you've ever had. Please like, share, do all this. Follow if you're seeing this on your For You page. And again, tell me what the best milkshake in the world is. I'm telling you, it's Jack in the Box. And remember, guys, even if your jaw is broken, don't smile.